по-моему, остановился на том, что в реальном
Ah, there you are. Let's push on.
Да. А я только хотел сказать то, что у меня после чтения по крайней мере стало меньше удачи. Колени сломал. Ой-ой-ой. Сейчас сожру. Повышение здоровья, восстановление здоровья. Хорошо. Все полезно. Знание было бы тоже полезным, если... Помните.
Shit, this is getting ugly.
Спасибо. Сдос. Yeah. Дальше. Пар. Дальше.
Well, that was quicker than expected. Did you find the gem? Show me. Well, I'll be damned, that's the one. Then I suppose it's time for me to tell you some things about the temple. Maybe you've already heard the Enderalian legend about this place. It's said that this temple is alive, and that the entire forest is some kind of sensory organ of it.
Только что уничтожили всю его...
Some from the trees, dreadeth his
Eritrocyty.
gaze, blah blah blah, you get the idea. Though most folk legends are superstitious nonsense, this one has a true core. The temple does indeed have a consciousness of some sort. That has, however, less to do with some suicidal lover's tragic fates, but with a Pyrean defense mechanism. The Stone Heart.
Да, значит, благодаря этому каменному сердцу храм оживает? Как это работает?
It works because the Pyreans found a way to conjoin something immaterial with a human soul. That doesn't need to be a building like it is here. It can also be a sword or an amulet. The bound ones, as those whose consciousness was transferred were called, suffered atrocious pain during the ritual, but when it worked, they practically achieved immortality.
Well, that's consoling.
It's a terrible fate, yes, but we all know that with the right religious blathering, humans can be convinced to do just about anything. However, don't get the wrong idea. These bindings were unusual. Not every Pyrean had a relative living in his frying pan, so to speak. Only a very few arcanists, mainly those of the Ishian caste, were able to perform them. In other words, bound places or objects were extremely rare. This temple is one of them.
Другими словами, в этом храме покоится состояние перед.
I doubt that it's resting, witnessing the downfall of one's own civilization, and since then being forced to hang around in an extinct world hardly has a positive effect on one's sanity. But we'll see. Go ahead, put the gem in the socket over there.
Амперит. Я должен...
I'll be damned.
Perfect. Then let's go, and keep your weapons ready. The undertrain will be the lowest level of the temple. At least, if Lushishi's theories are true.
Так, у меня есть еще что-то? Я бы не останавливался, но побазариться. Дай себе.
One question, Master Firespark. Why me?
Why what?
This is the third time that you've hired me, and my pay isn't exactly humble. Why?
What do you want to hear? A love song? You're a drunkard and a scrounger. But you do your work, and you do it good. The day I put my faith in one of these god's lambs will be the day I dance naked through the upper city, singing hymns of praise to the Lightborn.
I'd like to see that.
I'm sure you would. Now shut your mouth. Our entrance was everything but subtle, but we at least don't have to shout at this temple in the face, where it has to trigger the next trap.
храм. Посмотрим, как мы сегодня далеко. Да иду я за вами. Что вы от меня? Оказывается. Нас теперь трое. От каждого тычка меня. И дамаг это даже. Это чё такое? Это что это? Нам с ним драться придется? Хотите сказать, что я должен был прокачаться достаточно к этому моменту, чтобы всех просто разваливать направо и налево? Не, конечно, сейчас не плохо держу. Да и нас двое. Мы вот это пройдем. Кровавый. Давайте мне, давайте сюда мне. Это мое, это. Все. А молот? Дальше молот. Просто. А!
Blistering blazes. Does this never end?
Да, он очень медленный. Что? У меня же просто лучше оружие не найдется.
See? I told you.
А если найдется, я офигею, если.
A junction. Seems that we have to. Wait a moment. There's something written here. Chuijara nem Yoresa nem Cantila
Заклинание лучше.
Pyara. Interesting.
Yes?
I'm translating. Lashery could do a better job with that. Age takes its toll, I suppose, but I think that means something like the warrior, the wise man, and the dark one together wield the light. Ah, and look at the inscription above the doorways. Chuijara, Huresa, Gandila. The warrior, the wise man, and the dark one.
Sounds to me that there's something we need at the end of each of these tunnels to go further. To the light, whatever that is.
Brilliant deduction. That means we have to split up. Do you see the pressure plates in front of the doors? To me, it looks as if each of us has to stand on one to open the gates. I should take the path of the wise man. What about you, Joseph?
The warrior?
Good. That leaves you the path of the dark one. Off we go then. We'll meet again at the light. Come on, step on the pressure plates.
И вот мы разделяемся в каком-то древней параше. Мне это не нравится.
My door's open. Constantine?
Mine too. Then let's go.
Нравится мне. Разделяемся. По жопе. Ай. Послушай, горячая женщина. Манись. Ты-то... Ай, беги! Эй! Напряжен. А, это просто... То есть они вообще даже... Паркур в Skyrim. Это я. И мне предлагали типа издалека их всех. А? По-моему, Ах. Опять воздействие яда, урон здоровью. Ой. Второе прошлое. Так. 5. Сейчас заходим. Повышать себе навыки. Молодец. Это прямой? Таки. Вот. Таки бы. урон иммун ваших ударов, атак, потом также получаемый урон. Вот что мне понравилось. Ударыщи. Блокируйте. Тяжелая броня на 5% эффективнее, когда ваш запас сил время замедляется, когда... Вот это надо будет докачать до конца. Докачиваю. Шикарно. Ходим. И на этом, наверное, стрим можно заканчивать. Вау, вы посмотрите-ка, меня вернуло обратно. Это ради вот этого... да? Паркур. Ладно. Так. 5. Кайф. Ой. Защит. Загадки с рычагами я никогда не пытаюсь подобрать точную последовательность. И всегда получается наугад. А, вот он. Открыть. Казалось, что там Я звездос. Тут мне в жопу сейчас тут разорвут. Вот разорвут-то мне сейчас в жопу. Иди сюда, тварь! Мышь! Помни, сейчас тут лицо-то разорвут. Жбают! Иди нахуй! Ой, тварь, куда ты бежишь? Блин. Я выжил. Красно. Красным, отлично. Вот в одну харю я тут просто... Ману себе. Мне надо здоровье всегда. Так. Или. Или. Понятно почему. Или. Или. Да нет. Ладно. Да, умник. Это чё? Хотите, чтобы я тут по огню шел? Знаете? Обойдусь. Обойдусь. Trap! Trap. Оп. Есть рычаг это выключить? Я как там должен пройти? Получайся. Это здесь... Нет. Там как таким образом пройти. А! А! Прошел? Хочу. По-моему, если поднимется до сотки, то не помню. Коротко. Это оружие отправлено? Теперь да. Здрасте. Храм разумный, храм ум, храм... Нравится, когда ты прыгаешь, как ты нажимаешь на прыжок. Во всех играх так бывает. Типа ты пошел вперед, нажал прыжок, но до этого... Потому что ты просто нажал на... Нажал просто вперед и не пошел вперед. И не прыгнул. Здорово.
There you are.
Да, здесь.
Where is Bushybeard, though? Have you seen him somewhere?
Нет, ну да.
A scream. But wait. Do you hear that? That's his voice. He got here before we did, but he didn't wait. Why the heck would he do that?
По мне так ничего хорошего не сулит.
Not really, no. Come on, let's take a look.
Слон второго уровня. Вау. Как мне?
Shijara Nem Lohem Shiraz gradually.
Вау! О. Как мне это? Эш. Что броня у меня самая... Лихорадка определяет ментальное здоровье. Использование искажающих теле здоровья. Лихорадка. 100% опытного уровня. Вы будете получать за выполнение заданий, убийство врагов, исследование локаций других. Эти очки крафтинга с каждым руководствами. Эти очки обучения с каждым уровнем. Их можно использовать в обучении, которые ваши боевые навыки. Книги. Я уже прохожу сюжет. Кстати, сложнее прокачка. Да, могу так судить. Я не хожу по вступлениям. Наверное, если бы я в Скайриме так делал, мне бы там не...
What the heck? Hello? Master Firespawn.
Gorilla Den Shohen Shujara Nem Jogen Veto 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 Shijara Nem Lohem Sharath. She showed me. She showed me. She showed me all.
Говорите, кто что показал.
The temple. She let me look through the window of time, and I saw it. All of it. The high ones, the light, the burnt flesh everywhere. Yes, because of the light. It burns us from within. I saw them, men, women and children. They were ablaze like the sun. So bright and oh, why did you show me? Why? No one should have to see something like that. No one. Yes, and they're with us here and now, everywhere and always. And no matter what we do, we can't hide. Do you understand? We can't.
Meister, you're not yourself. Just calm down and we can...
No, stay away from me. You don't understand. You can't understand. She's so sad. So sad and so full of wrath because we chose to close our eyes rather than see. Because we refuse to understand.
Understand what? You're not making any sense.
That it's us. We are sin. Don't you see? And there's only one way to end it.
Я говорил, надо было его стукнуть.
No, no! Put that away! This is madness!
Madness? What we do is madness. This is the only way to break the cycle. One glance was enough to understand her suffering, To understand that there's no
Это же
other solution than ultimate death. One day, you will understand that. You too, fleshless one. And now, we have to die. It won't change much. But maybe it will make her just a little happier. Forgive me. But why?
Умер дед.
That was... What the heck? Why by the wise hermit would he do that? His eyes. I've never seen anything like that.
Я помираю, чувак. Может, вы дали его.
You mean he was possessed? I don't know. I always thought the possessed have a red shimmer in their eyes when it gets bad. He didn't. And what was that talk about making her happy? Did he mean the temple? My. This doesn't get better. We'll need to tell the Order about it. Now, let's push on. At least we should find this train. We owe Firespark that much.
Хранить его?
Yeah, you're right. Come on, let's find a shovel. Or something like that.
У меня есть лопата. Мне даже несколько лопат.
What now?
Давай поднажмем найти этот подпой.
Such chaos.
Ух, жесть. Да, эш.
You hear that? Waves. Nature takes back what belongs to her. Let's hope the tunnels of this undertrain aren't flooded too. Wait, I know that smell. Stay here.
Ты куда? Кажется, закончится.
Where did we find Yarrow's wife?
Прошу прощения.
Yarrow's companion. Where did we find her coffin? Please, just do me a favor and answer. Just do it.
В доме его отца в погребе. Хорошо.
Then it really is you.
Кем я?
Good question. Best you take a look for yourself. I'll wait here.
Ряся. можно вот это?
So, any explanations?
Может быть,
An illusion. Yes, of course. Created by this bloody temple. Or maybe even the High Ones. Yes, of course. That must be it. They're trying to confuse us. By their wise hermit, they'll do just about anything, won't they? This is just wrong. This is crazy. Ugh. Well, working with you is definitely an experience, to say the least.
знаешь.
We should push on, find that stupid train. I just want to get out of this place as quickly as possible.
Давай. Опять ты? У меня уже есть оружие. Да, я ему втащу. Хаос. А ну, конечно. Давайте. Бейте меня. Да, давайте. Бейте меня еще. Получай, быдло, позас. Я убил их оружием. Да. Пойдем. В натуре поезд. По воде. В Skyrim. Это тоже люди там внутри? Хе-хе. Давай идем, идем.
Bullseye. Seems like the water spared the train. It's beautiful in a way, don't you think? I bet every Arcanist would give his left hand just to get a look at it. And we're about to use it. Only thing left to do now is find out how. Seems to me that we first have to open this gate and reactivate the mechanism that powers this place. I'll take a look around. Try and find something that lets us open the gate.
Просто.
This is crazy. Just crazy.
Да еще такой... Сейчас я просто вот действительно удивлю. Каждый день. Геймеры. Хотя... сейчас вспомню. Хотя двимеры... А, нет, они использовали. Презирали богов. Они использовали, по-моему. Бывает. Вот он. Наверное, свет. А, в этом раньше был. Пара-пара-па-парара. Это должны брать в натуре. Вдвоем, короче. Бою. Кайся. О! Вот ведь гнида. Ну, у нежити. Там его еще хрен разглядишь. Второй пошел. Третий пошел. Четвертый пошел. Если бы после каждого рычага по количеству монстров вылетало, это было бы на халтуру. А, они так и сделали. Халтура на халтуру. А, колебете. Я. Стреляй. Крафтовский. Вот они.
Go on inside and take a seat, okay? I'll see if I can get the train running somehow. It can't be too hard.
Все так говорят. А поезд по пизде пойдет. Слышь? Эй! Я вижу, там что-то лежит. Дай зайти взять. Боишься? Было типа раньше заходить нет. Ой, чертила. Ой. Всё, тут начинается хоррор-игра поезд. Так, а вагон-ресторан тут есть? Погнали, поехали.
Ta-da! Yes, I'm amazing. I know that. If being a merc doesn't work out in the long run, maybe I'll ask the Order to hire me as an expert on Pyrean railways. No guarantee this thing won't drive us right into the next abyss. Anyway, I guess even with this thing, it should be a while till we arrive. Let's make ourselves comfortable.
Смотри, куда-нибудь едем, в какую-нибудь пропасть.
Sorry for the drama back there at the house. I guess I just didn't know what to make of the situation.
Это бывает. Ясно, что если...
I figure all of this is just wrong. But I'm repeating myself. If the High Ones were planning to confuse us, they definitely succeeded. We really should tell the Grand Master about this, and about what happened to Constantine. Still, we can't allow this to get inside our heads too much. What matters right now is the mission. And at least it stays exciting. Two daring adventurers who have gotten themselves into something they don't even remotely understand are plundering ancient ruins in search of treasure. Don't laugh, but this reminds me a little of my past, of my childhood. Not the part including mysterious corpses and crazed mages, of course. My sister and I, when we were young, we always used to go exploring the caves near our manor. Father always gave us a good scolding when he got wind of it. But of course, that didn't keep us from doing it again.
Huh?
Right. Because I never told you. Adila and I are not exactly close these days anyway. Probably because we lost our bond somehow, after our father died. Yes, he did. Together with my siblings. Actually, Adila and I are the only surviving Delverics. All the others were murdered.
Стало интересно, что... в вариках.
Well, now you know why. In a sad way, a part of me is actually glad everything happened the way it did back then. It made me into a man, and it showed me what kind of characteristics have a tendency to drastically shorten one's life.
Например?
Stubbornness. My father was a judge in the tribunal, you know. He was a hard man, who at least, after our mother died while giving birth to Adila, lived for only one thing. His principles. Justice knows no compromise. That was his great creed. No matter who stood before him in court, my father treated them all the same. Damien Delveric, the epitome of justice.
Wow. Похоже, радикальный взгляд на вещи.
Yes, an extreme attitude for an extreme man. One day, the son of a highly regarded Archer Sublime stood before the 12 judges of the court. Valenzio Duran. He had murdered 2 whores, made them happy, as he called it, and it was obvious that he didn't feel so much as a hint of remorse. You know those kind of people. The ones who think that money and power entitle them to anything they want.
Представляю, как...
Of course you can. 11 of the 12 judges voted for a verdict of not guilty, because they knew Valenzio's father was influential within the Relata. Only my father, of course, remained unshaken. 1 week later, our manor was robbed by 4 masked men who killed everyone. Servants, guards, my 2 older brothers, all of them. Officially, they were bandits, who just happened to be running around with blades made of shadow steel. My sister and I only survived because we had snuck out for one of our expeditions. Ironic, isn't it? Of course, it was the only logical consequence of my father's actions. And what good did it do in the end? None. As we speak, Valenzio's enjoying himself in some brothel, with 2 whores and a bowl of grapes. But you see, there's no point in being angry about this. And do you know why? Because this is just how the world works. There's no divine justice, no system through which it's decided who lives and who dies. There are decisions and there are consequences. That's it. This is also why there's absolutely no point in fighting for ideals, the greater good, or whatever else you want to call it. First of all, because no one will thank you for it, and second, because people are stupid. That's the one universal rule that there is to this world. No matter how much you try to accomplish something. In the end, stupid people will destroy all you've achieved with no more than a snap of their fingers. Fight for the moment, and the moment only. Because unlike everything else, you can be certain of its truth.
Лагай, пожалуйста. Долгие диалоги не... Люди глупые. Это вообще...
Do me a favor and read the Chronicles of Vin, then ask me again.
Что твой отец должен...
No. But if he had wanted Valenzio to die so badly, there would have been other ways. Poison, an accident, a hired killer. Just a hint of common sense. That's all he would have needed. But of course, none of that would have conformed to his sacred principles. Adela and I were still young when all this happened. A friendly family took us in, and my sister joined the Order of the Apothecary in the Frostcliff Mountains. But since then, we haven't been able to speak to one another. She raised a wall of ice around herself, so to speak, and fled into old family books and memories. But anyway, enough about me. You're an orphan too, aren't you? How come? You never told me about that. You told me that the Creator's Temple in Ostian had something to do with it, but what exactly happened? Dreams. Yeah. I've had my share of nightmares too.
Oh.
There was this one that plagued me for years. I'd be in some kind of hall, almost like a temple. Only that there were benches and aisles, like in a courtroom. My father sat on the judge's dais, but he was a corpse, and all the spectators and the jury looked like him. Anyway, there was this grotesque trial scene where he accused me of refusing to do my duty for them. It always ended with his skin melting off like hot wax. Pretty messed up, I know. Eventually, the dream stopped, though. Someone helped me with that. But anyway, enough of this gloomy talk for now. We should get some rest. We've still got a long ride ahead of us. Good night. Rise and shine, my friend. We have arrived. How'd you sleep?
Как будто... Ладно, как...
I fell asleep too, but it must have been 7 or 8 hours at least. Very interesting machine, this Undertrain. Come on, let's take a look outside.
Ясно, что это. Это за... Так, дайте.
Seems someone has prepared a welcome for us.
Сейчас, скажем так, конечно. Мне зелье здоровья поди нет, да? А, есть. О, где?
Shit, this is getting ugly.
Да, все разлетелись. Аром. Да. И черт. Где? Потом. Подождите. Хотите мне сказать, что мы отсюда и сюда. По факту вот отсюда, да? Ладно. Отсюда шли. Да. Отсюда, да. Наверное, это было гораздо быстрее. Батя налетает. А, у меня... Опа! Каемся. Идем, идем. Идем, я 50% бамбрузим. Фига тут. О! Еще один идет.
Well, I'll be damned. This is Half Moon Isle. I can't believe it. And I guess that camp over there belongs to Terranor Korek. I suggest we split up. That way we'll still have a chance if they catch one of us. Here, this is your plate. I'll try going in from the east. You should go in from the west. And don't get caught, or try to play the hero, alright? Considering that we're up against an entire army, that's a bad idea, even for someone with your abilities.
Моими способностями, да вообще... Разместить.
Anywhere inside the camp. But of course an officer's tent, or maybe even Korek's, would be ideal. We'll meet again here by sunrise.
Опять? Да? Да? Дай мне его. Кажется, я что-то вообще не... Так, нет. Только в лагерь зашел. Я это сохраню. Как? Почему я не могу называть хранения свои как-нибудь? Пустим.
Look at that. The urchin child who just won't stop struggling.
При создании...
Indeed. What do we want? You amuse us, you know. How you refuse to give up. How you keep on fighting, even though deep down you know your struggle is futile. But still, you have come a long way. You have ignited the sigil stone, and you have found the beacon. And this, urchin child, this amuses us. Because nothing is more entertaining than a harvest which fights back. It makes things so much more exciting. So here's our offer, Prophet. Ask us whatever is on your mind, and we swear to answer truthfully. Or you can leave. It's up to you.
Ну что же, давайте начнем с вопроса, почему мне хоть на секунду стоит поверить, что... Правда.
That's up to you to decide. Come on, urchin. Ask or leave. In the end, you and your people will burn anyway. But sometimes, even the hope for deliverance alone has its merits.
А почему? Послать.
We know what you want to hear now. That you are special, that you have always been. But this is not true. You have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. And the truth is, you make our task easier. You are weak.
Мне Римси.
They want to destroy the beacon. Amusing, isn't it? They are doing our work for us.
Yes. На цикле.
Yes, but they are naive. They believe that the cleansing is a good thing, and that we, the High Ones, have come to raise humanity to a higher stage. Evolution. That is what they call it. Just as the lizard became a dragon, and the bird became a man. Their leader, Taranar Korak, thinks he is one of the emissaries, just like you.
Так считает, правда, один из
No, and neither is the old Arontiel. Korak considers himself a savior, chosen to guide humanity to a glorious future. But he does not understand that he is a victim of his own pride. We have never appeared to him like we did to you. You are the only figure of significance in this game, Prophet.
Ой, не надо мне сейчас затирать то, что вы понимаете, что... А этого вы поднять нас...
Are you so blind? We are the envoys of determination, the constant of being, before which time itself bows down. The dream of one long dead, which is about to become reality, and that will lead you to your doom.
Машина свет. На самом деле.
It's just what you think it is. A weapon that allows you to bring an end to all this. Fear, hate, joy. You assume we are thinking in human terms, Prophet. Yet, a true deity is more than a simple human able to throw fireballs, as your late Lightborn were. A true God is a state of being, and its existence alone forms reality according to its will. There were so many before you, and so many have found the weapon. Yet still we exist, and the cleansing is imminent. What does this tell you? Lofty words. Hold on to the thought if it gives you strength.
У меня больше нет вопросов.
Very well. Now shoo. Continue your vain search. And forgive us for the pain.
Now!
Да, трешь.
My lord, he is awake.
Splendid. May I introduce you? To your left, there's Samael, my bodyguard, master of Ostian's arena for decades. And to your right, there's Blade Master Alma Sordan, the most gifted sword fighter of Nerim's north and commander of my troops. Furthermore, there's an entire garrison of elite soldiers outside. So, can I trust you to not do anything stupid? I want to talk to you, face to face, as civilized people do.
Я хочу вмазать. Ой, я очень люблю цивилизованный народ, особенно когда они начинают разговор с того, что связывают.
Fair point. But you forgot to mention that this particular someone tried to sneak into my camp. I think we are square. By the way, we have captured your friend as well. He's in a tent up in the camp, and we will compare your stories, so you'd better stick to the truth.
А он типа рассказал всё.
Samael, take off the blindfold. Well then, I am Taranor of Korek's blood, former ruler of Kabiet, and now representative of the free peoples of Nerim, which you undoubtedly already knew. Who are you? That is who we are, yes. The civil war is over, and Nerim is once again united, free of tyranny and false gods. We don't follow a monarch anymore, and we do not pray to any idols, unlike people in this country. But we digress. Who are you? I see. And who sent you? And why?
Прости, помогайте, что я тебе вскрою башку. Эти вопросы вы же дома собираете?
Actually, no, I won't. Contrary to what you might believe, I am no butcher, and I don't kill for the fun of it. And even though I cannot guarantee you will survive this night, I promise that cooperation will increase your chances drastically. So, who sent you?
Да. Если что, у меня было сохранение, могу попробовать потом искать. Какой орден они?
Just as I suspected. And how exactly...
My lord, I think you should see this.
Of course. We have taken the liberty of stripping you of your belongings. If you'll excuse me for a moment, please.
Ищи, да у меня там больше зелий было.
A silver plate. I see. They were sent to spy on us.
Then let's kill them.
No. He was honest, and I am a man of my word. And actually... Actually, you have done us a favor. We can use the plates to present Aranthiel with our offer, without putting ourselves in danger.
What? How? What are these plates?
Old artifacts of the Pyreans. Their magic works like a sort of ear conch. Sounds are transferred from one plate to the other. And I strongly suspect that at this very moment, Tealor Aranthiel and Noratzel's traitorous heirs are gathered around the counterpart, waiting for someone to activate this plate, aren't they? Samael, do you know how to use these plates? Excellent. Then activate it. I will talk to old Aranthiel.
А где звук?
Let's hope that he will listen for once in his life. Otherwise, this will end in disaster. Keylor Aranthiel. I know that you are there and that you can hear me, so why don't we just stop playing games? As you wish, Grand Master. You can keep quiet, but you should be aware of who's going to pay for your arrogance.
Haven't you had enough war by now? After 2 decades?
2 decades of war that were necessary because your god suppressed the people. Or would you deny even this?
Is that why you wanted to talk to me, Quarek? To throw around accusations?
No, that's not what I wanted. We are talking because I want to give you a chance. We know that you are fighting the High Ones, and that you're trying to reconstruct the beacon in order to stop them.
Which makes perfect sense, since the cleansing means the end of all life. Don't you agree?
No, I don't. And if you even remotely understood who the High Ones actually are, and what they represent, you wouldn't either. They are evolution, the ascendance of humanity to a higher level.
What?
Let's just face the facts for a moment. There's no evidence that the cleansing, whatever shape it will take, will be violent. Yes, the Pyreans are gone, but how do we know they've not just simply gone to another place? That they've transformed? The High Ones are not our enemies, Aranthiel. They are the next step of evolution, the envoys of our purpose. That we might become more than the simple-minded creatures we've been during the past millennia.
Убить богами
This is
и
what the
одна целая раса
cleansing
станет
actually
богом.
is. Don't you understand? It's the moment when humanity is relieved of its vices, united, reaching a higher level of existence.
That's absurd.
To you, it might sound that way, but I have seen it with my own eyes. Ever since the gods departed, the High Ones have sent me dreams in which I can see the future, and it's glorious. It's not our destiny to stay human, Aranthiel. With their help, we will be gods, true gods, not the idols you have worshipped. It's the truth, whether you accept it or not.
By the... People are dying, Quarek. There's war all over Veen. The dead are rising from their graves, and people are killing each other for no apparent reason. Whatever you have dreamed, does this look like some kind of ascension to
Ну,
you?
кстати, вот он...
I know about the red madness, but has it ever occurred to you that it follows a pattern as well? That it only befalls certain people?
Whom?
People whose thinking is in shackles. People whose minds are not free, and who are superstitious and ignorant. Such as the people in your country, to whom you have denied the truth about their gods.
What? Are you saying that the red madness only affects religious people? People who still believe in the Lightborn?
Yes. Religiosity is a pattern of thought that favors irrationality over reason. Someone who thinks in these patterns is simply not ready for the advancement, and the red madness is simply a way to sieve them out. A natural selection, if you will. That's also why you are not affected by it, Aranthiel, because you know that what you and your order fought so hard to keep up over the years were lies.
This is nonsense. There have been cases of red madness in the Order too, and we have seen what the cleansing will bring us in the dreams and in their chronicles, and it has nothing to do with some kind of ascension. Just listen to yourself, Quarek. You talk like a mad prophet. Is that what you want to be?
You react just as I expected. Very well, then. Will you at least hear our offer?
Speak.
The cleansing has to happen, and we, the free peoples of Nerim, will make sure that it does. We will not allow your backward thinking to keep humanity from advancing, as it has done for centuries. Therefore, if you don't want a war, you will stop rebuilding the beacon, and you will tell your people the truth about their gods, so that then they, too, can ascend when the time has come. You've said it yourself, Aranthiel. This world has had enough war. Spare it yet another one.
I would if I could. But if these are your demands, then no.
О, а почему?
Then we will have to force you. This means bloodshed, Aranthiel, and innocents will die. And all
This
because...
conversation is over.
О, кстати, мне тут нравится то, что они попадают в тайминги.
Bloody fool.
Один собеседник может перебить другого. Вот это вот мне здесь нравится.
Yes, my lord.
В Риме
What will happen to the prisoners?
The spies. Right. We're at war now, and this means you're my enemies. But as I said, I am a man of my word, and so I'll leave your fate to chance. Samael, put him to sleep, and then put him and his friend on a raft. If they survive, so be it. If not, fair enough.
Руки убрали от меня. Я кусаться буду. Еще втащу. Фу. Трогай меня. Трогай меня, тварь. Все, уйди. А! Кто неизвестно работает. Стало иногда. Однако ясно так это. Это типа тотальный такой храм, короче. О нет. Опять наши. Короче, понятно. Что это? А, природа мяса. Да понял я эти намеки. Всех съели, всех сожрали. Чё улыбился?
Well, look who's here. How are you doing, silly? Still on the search?
Да, бабочка. Я знаю.
Is that so? Honestly, I find that a little hard to believe. But I guess you know what you're doing, don't you? You always did. Come on, let's go inside. I've prepared a little surprise. Or should I say a big one? I suppose that depends on how you look at it.
Кстати, как будто...
Ta-da-da-da! Look who I dug out. It's Mother and little sister. Aren't they beautiful?
Aren't we beautiful? Aren't we beautiful?
But I suppose what we dead people do doesn't concern you now, does it, my child?
Да пошел ты.
Because you are important now. Ha! Can you believe it? He's important now. He is chosen.
Chosen. Chosen.
But you know, I think you've forgotten something. Amidst all this ballyhoo of prophecies, cleansings, and beacons. That you are weak. You are pathetic. You
Пусть
are
какая-то
worthless.
происходит.
And you are weak. That's what you were back then. That's what you are now. And that's what you'll always be. Saving lives? You? Ridiculous! But then again, maybe we do you wrong. So why don't you just tell us? Why you? Why should you, of all people, be the solution to the problem? Why should you be able to prevent something that has happened to mankind for thousands of years? You!
Я не один. Отец.
That's right. You don't know. Because you are a stupid, dirty brat. A murdering, stupid brat and nothing else.
Алло.
See, you did it again. You made me unhappy. You made me curse. And cursing is a sin. Don't you understand? I'm only trying to help you to see. This is not you, don't you understand? You are not yourself. And deep down inside, you know it as much as I do.
You know it. You know it.
So, tell me, silly, why is it so hard for you to just let go? Your place is here, in the realm of the dead. So just let yourself fall. It only hurts in the beginning, you know? Then it's like falling asleep. Please, my child, we miss you so much. Little sister wants to play with you again.
Вообще пофигу. Мы все мертвые.
Play with you. Play with
And the
you.
two of us, we could go hunting again, like back in the old days. Find ourselves a nice deer, and then have a good, juicy piece of meat for dinner. Do you even listen to me? Hey, you're not supposed to leave yet. You're already here. So why don't you just stay? Please, child, stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us.
Я не умру в туалете!
Stay with me. Hey, can you hear me? Wake up.
На плод не похоже.
Bad dreams?
Да, от меня.
Anyway, it's over now. And we're lucky we woke up at all. That raft Korak put us on was about as seaworthy as a paper ship. But thank the sun, that fisherwoman over there took us in. She's headed for Duneville, and we should arrive soon.
Долго я тут без...
Couple of hours. That spell Korak's mute buddy put on you must have been quite a doozy. They felt the blow to the back of the head would suffice for me. Guess I was the lucky one.
Понятно. Что произошло?
Yeah. That guy should really go easier on the bottle, if you ask me. But it seems that the thousands who follow him see things differently. As if the high ones alone weren't threat enough. Now they have a self-proclaimed messiah to back them up. That's just peachy.
Я понимаю, что именно Корок хочет.
Well, as I heard it, he thinks the cleansing is evolution. We become higher beings. We ascend to a new level of existence, so to speak. And he thinks the reason for the red madness in Enderal is that people still haven't learned the truth about the death of the Lightborn. They're still superstitious, so the sickness weeds them out. Natural selection. And yeah, it sounds absurd. I guess people always see what they want to see.
Означает войну. Римцы вторгнутся.
I'm afraid so. According to the fisherwoman, the first of Korak's battleships have already arrived near Duneville. It'll take them a while to get the rest of their fleet over here from Narim, but still. Enderal isn't ready for this. Not at all. Most guards haven't tried their weapons on anything other than training dummies, or at the most, bandits. In other words, we're screwed.
Что теперь?
Well, I guess first of all, we should be grateful we made it out alive. I bet that if Korak would have known your role in all this, we'd be as dead as doornails by now. Once we arrive in Duneville, we should get back to Ark as soon as possible. I'm sure Arenthiel and the others have already written us off as dead. I suggest you ask the fisherwoman how much farther it is to the village.
Хорошо, что значит?
Well, I suppose first of all I'll go get my pay. Regardless of what transpired, we fulfilled our mission. After that, I don't know. War is an entirely different story, and ending up beaten to a pulp with a damned warhammer certainly isn't on my priority list.
Сейчас. Часть всего.
My loyalties are with my employer, who now happens to be dead. If I stay, someone will have to make it worth my while. Period. On the other hand, if we don't manage to stop the cleansing from happening, it won't make a difference if I'm here or on Calais. Oh, my, what did I get myself into? I feel like a bloody marionette in a goddamn play.
Виделся. Конечно, это хоть что-то.
It is. Even though the Calais beach would probably be better for my health than joining your cause. Enemy invasions, mysterious corpses.
Как
You seem to
я
attract
легко
trouble wherever you
могу
go, as we've seen more than once now.
перебрасываться,
You know, there's one thing I just couldn't get out of my head since all this started.
жонглирую
Does mankind deserve to be saved?
другими людьми.
I mean, have we as a species really made this world a better place? What have we accomplished apart from bloodbaths and wars in the name of the true gods or the right way to see things? And even now that we have a common enemy, we fail spectacularly to pull together. That's pathetic somehow, isn't it? Just pathetic. Heck, I sound like the biggest cynic alive. Let's stop here before it gets any worse. Go talk to the fisherwoman.
Ну, кстати говоря, сам ты ближе к ним.
You're really curious, aren't you? But yes, there is something that troubles me apart from the obvious. It's my sister. Well, I told you that we haven't talked much since, you know, since the thing with our family happened. A couple of moons before we met, I wanted to change that, and I went to see her at the League of the Apothecary in Frostcliff Mountains. But she was gone, just like that, and no one knew where she went. It's been troubling me for quite some time now. It's probably nothing, but still, I'm worried.
Пачкой? Пачкой? А. Блин. Да.
Ah, you're awake. How are you?
О, Господи.
No offense, but
Что с
you
лицом?
look battered.
Я полагаю, неплохо учитывая обстоятельства. Грёзы.
Don't thank me. I only did what every other path-abiding citizen would have done as well.
Кошмар.
Your friend, he told me about the Naramis. War. I have trouble believing it.
В любом случае нужно подготовить. Шансы есть, когда нападут на...
Oh, how very reassuring to hear that. But I guess we're well off in Duneville. As long as they don't break through the cavern gate, there's no way they can get inside the town. Of course, that doesn't apply to the plantations and mines. Oh, blazes. Such chaos. Those bloody Naramis. Nothing is sacred to them anymore, is it? For millennia there was peace between the lands of the civilized world. And now this. They're heretics, if you ask me. No more and no less. They should be hung from trees, all of them.
Невозможно.
Anyway, I guess it's best if you rest a little more. As I said, you look as though you need it. I'll wake you up when we arrive.
Кстати, может она просто остановилась именно тут. Качество. Обязательно. Но все равно, чисто для реализма было сделать, чтобы хотя бы чуть-чуть пошатывалось. Я знаю физику.
I will do our best. I didn't think I'd ever say this, but right now I'd give a lot for the Art Guard to be here instead of these Duneville watchdogs. At least they know how to wage a war. In any case, you should get back to the Sun Temple as soon as possible, and show those Naramis bastards whose country this is.
We will. And again, thanks for your help.
Don't mention it.
So, should be back within range of the teleport runes. I'm gonna head straight back to the temple. See you there.
Ну да, квартира. Я могу здесь чем-нибудь воспользоваться?
I told you. I never got how that imbecile made it to captain. Did you say anything about what we can do about the mast?
Nah, what could he say? We don't have a coin to fix it anyway.
Shit, it's fucking storm.
Ahoy.
I can't believe we were stupid enough to sail right into it.
Давайте телепортируемся и походим.
Yeah? What do you want?
Нормально.
Weather.
Huh?
Как тут дела?
You mean watch the sailors all day long and sell a mug of brandy from time to time business? You laugh, but since those crazy Niramese soldiers have started swarming this country, it goes better than ever before. People are scared, and they don't dare to go back to their plantations or mines anymore and come to the cabin instead. A sad triumph, though. What is happening to this world? I thought that even if fire starts raining from the sky, Enderal would stay safe forever and a day.
Лис, не так ли? Попал сюда.
Huh. Same way most people end up here, I guess. Coincidence. You know, I came to Enderal when I was about 20, because I just couldn't stand my country anymore. And unlike most other Outlanders, I got lucky and found some good work. Got the Golden Sickle
Он тут
just a
хотя
couple
бы
of
звуки
days
того,
after
что
our ship
на
arrived.
фоне они что-то
And when the
пьют,
Golden Sickle
бьют.
sent me to Duneville with a caravan, I just kind of wound up
Хорошо.
here. Doesn't sound very exciting, does it? But that's just how
Такая
it was.
небольшая работа с деталями мне нравится. Понятно, что тебе не нравилось.
Let me think. Everything? My countrymen, the Killians, they feel so great with their colorful clothes, their trading empires and sugar
Кто-то рыгнул, все
plantations.
посмеялись.
But when you take away all the glitter, their bloody culture is only about one thing, and that's making dough. Eat or get eaten. That's the only rule a nil Yar plays by, even if the poets and bards try to make you believe otherwise. It's just, I don't know, empty, pointless. And hey, of course that sounds odd coming from an innkeeper in a miner's town, but still. Sure, people here are rough, but at the end of the day, they still have some kind of decency.
Я хочу что-нибудь выпить.
Sure.
Конечно, нормальная еда. У меня так быстро... Что я тебе?
Be careful outside. They've said a sandstorm is coming pretty soon.
Я не буду играть.
A fellow traveler. Want a train? Huh? Need something?
А как жить в пороховом?
Don't ask.
Кого?
Getting by here in the desert is hard enough as it is. Now those bloody bone rippers came out of their caves and are hunting everything that moves. Can hardly go out hunting by myself anymore. If it goes on like that, I might just have to hang it up. Safe travels.
What is it, Sunchild?
Я был телекрабом,
Fair enough. Maybe there's a trick or two I could show you, but trust me, they don't come cheap. Well then.
Huh?
А я не могу нисколько прибывать. Пошли вы. Я вас разбил. Да. Это я могу сделать. Идите. Я не специально. В натуре не специально. Что, блядь? Сила кус. Воспользоваться веком. А как он узнал о том, что Ал стоит там? Дал? Наверное. О! Да. Уходите, прохвост. Почему? А почему не? По требованию священного матраса Крей ордена каждому тащим.
Keep your fingers to yourself, will you? This isn't Ark.
Я потратил. Если там будет эта поверхность, я... Она у меня вообще... Так вроде портации.
I won't repeat myself. Sod off.
I will not. I paid a fortune to anchor here, and you will tell me what has happened, or...
Or what?
Or I'll let the Ark guards know about this.
Good luck with that. Now bloody get out of my sight.
What?
Let's go, love. This isn't worth it. Didn't you hear what the captain said? This is Dunville, not Ark. Things are run differently around here.
Doomville is still Enderal. I will not tolerate this kind of behavior.
Oh, what do you care about what happened in that house? We're leaving in 2 days.
Такая. Там солнце. Ладно, я взял плюс. Пожалуйста. Алло. Эш. Барсдами. Вроде не могу.
Oh my. You just don't get any younger.
Ладно, волчью кровь я не буду делать, это бесполезно. Ой, дистиллировать вредный. А, я как делаю? В натуре? И мику. Да, все закончил. Волоски. Килограмм 7. Damage. Убирайте. Конец. Спускаемся наверх. Плащ должен на наплечник. Плащ висит.
But that's ridiculous. We have to at least try to negotiate.
You know his demands. There's no basis for negotiation.
He has not seen what we have seen. The writings, the memories of the Prophet. If he just realized...
Taranor Korik would rather throw away his comb that had been a mistake. Believe me, I know him.
My dams, my sirs.
Shit. What took you so long? And where is Constantine?
That's a long story.
And those were his final words? I can't believe it.
Simply another victim of the High Ones. If we do not activate the beacon soon, he won't be the last.
Oh, right. The beacon. If it's activated, we'll simply glow the red madness away, won't we? Or maybe we could, for once in all this, do something that actually makes sense and focus our resources on finding an alchemistical or thaumaturgical solution to this problem, rather than trusting in a pile of scrap metal.
Oh, by the Prophet's ass, won't you just shut up for a minute? All day long you do nothing but babble, getting on our nerves, and nothing you ever say gets any closer to a fucking solution. So why don't you just shove off to one of the bathhouses? Go torture the washerwomen with your never-ending lamentations. That would be helpful for a change.
You will take that back.
Will I? Come here and make me. I'd be delighted.
Так, ну как все...
Guard your tongue, wild mage, or what? Are you gonna kill me? That's what you do best, you and your fucking order.
Silence! You are angry, Lishari Pegast, and I understand why. But in the moment you let that anger destroy this alliance, Firespark's sacrifice will have been in vain. Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
No. No, it isn't.
Good.
О, кстати, надо будет посмотреть на всю карту.
We have a responsibility, and we will fulfill it.
Well said, Oranthio. And how exactly do you think we are going to do that? Without the sources, the beacon is as worthless as a heap of rusty iron.
The chroniclers are on it, and they will find the answer. Novice, tell Commander Aaron to join us. We need to plan the defense of the land. You, Prophet, will come to me as soon as you have recovered. Now, let us get to work.
Please, Tilor, Jorik is right. A war with Nerim? This is madness.
I know that it is going to be tough, but we have no choice. The beacon is all that we have.
Yes, the beacon, the beacon, the beacon. We don't even know what this thing does, let alone if it will work. If you start a war only because of that damn machine, it means putting the lives of thousands at risk, only because of some vague idea. This is ludicrous, Tila. It's entirely irrational. The man I knew would never have acted like this.
Yes, because the man is dead. I've made decisions driven by fear and selfishness before, and they were always wrong. I will not let that happen again. Seriously, Natara.
The sun be praised you've made it. Constantine.
You're just afraid of
He
making
didn't deserve this. It's just not fair.
Sacrifices.
То так как
This is about your damn pride, Tilor. Nothing else.
Someone is gonna pay for it. I'll see to that. I have to talk to you as soon as possible. It's about the seal in that letter we found on the mercenaries in Old Rashengrad. I believe I'm onto something.
правда?
Their client is from Enderal. From Ark, to be more precise. Let's not talk here, though. Meet me in the Dancing Nomad. I'll be in the first room upstairs, right at the end of the staircase. And hurry. Yes, see you there.
Have you heard? Apparently the Blue Islands Coalition sent an emissary here to Enderal. Despite the wars. They are bold. You gotta give them that.
Я даже... Блин, трансформация вы... Что за реклама обручества?
Saira, I heard about what happened on Half Moon Island. It's a wonder you and that mercenary made it back alive. But war, it just seems so unreal. How has it come to this? Now we not only have to fight these High Ones, but also some fanatic who thinks he knows best?
Найди варианты ответа. Нет ничего лучше, чем нужная война, когда план...
I know you mean that as a joke, but I'm afraid it's not too far from the truth. Tell me, Saira, how is it possible that our beliefs about what's best for mankind are so different? Why are we so eager to be at each other's throats?
Мы люди, я сомневаюсь, что это...
I'm not sure. You know what I find so hard to understand? Why there are so few people who actually care. So few people who feel the need to change something like you and I do. There are moments I just feel so powerless. As if we all know that if we keep going like this, we're headed for a catastrophe. But instead of changing course, we just stand by and watch. Do you know the feeling?
Имеешь в виду, что знаешь,
Yes, I mean, is it so hard to see that this world could be such a better place if we'd only care a tiny bit more about something other than what's happening in front of our doorsteps? You understand what I'm trying to say, don't you? You know that feeling too.
да,
I thought so. Whenever I think about it, I find it so hard not to get angry. Take all those upper city snobs with their colorful garments and exotic perfumes. They could put all that money to such good use if only they wanted to, but no, they don't, because they just don't give a damn about the poor. Sometimes I imagine going down there, grabbing one of them by the collar and dragging them down into the Undercity, and there I'd force them to see, just for once. But even that probably wouldn't help. I guess we only care about the things that directly affect us. Who fights against poverty if he's never suffered from it? No, it's not. It should be what everyone does. And once again, you've had to listen to another deluge of my whining. I guess I'm just not a person for pleasantries. Sorry.
Не стоит.
Anyway, I need to make some preparations now. Master Bartar requested my support with something, and I shouldn't keep him waiting any longer.
Listen to me.
Ой, я не могу избавиться от того, что мне нужно. Хотя в смысле все подряд собирать. Я и так избавился от всего хлама и набрал все только самое нужное. Абсолютно самое. Честно, серьезно. Смотри на меня, мать. Шамать. Шамать. Пошел. Курю много. Это. Ладночка. Мы задание? Ой. Вот это. А давайте ее активируем. Ладно. Оружие против... А вы серьезно думаете, что боги конкретно просто вон там вот находятся? Просто туда надо стрелять, да? Или я просто старый в этом.
Irrelevant. This madman, Koarek. He has completely reshuffled the cards. Now we not only have to deal with the High Ones, but also with him and his fanatics. However, there's also good news. You have probably seen it already.
Well, just...
Physically, yes. And we also know how it works now, and how it can put an end to the cycle. It is easier than we thought. The beacon was constructed for one thing, to destroy the High Ones. Once reconstructed, infused with energy and activated, lit, as the Pyreans called it, it can banish the High Ones from this plane of existence.
А здесь станет более...
It is complicated if you try to understand how it works. You know that the High Ones are not made of flesh and blood as we are. Essentially, they can be compared to the cold or to shadows. Omnipresent elements, yet we cannot touch them. Energy, if you will. However, there is a counterpart to each energy. Cold and fire, shadow and light. The High Ones and the Beacon.
То есть вы хотите сказать, что светоч в своем роде это противоположность света?
Yes. Imagine a torch driving away the darkness in the moment it is ignited. This is what the beacon can do, except that the banishing will be permanent.
Плохо. Что нам мешает его зажечь? Skyrim.
Yes, as I said, it needs to be infused with energy before it can be lit. I take it you have noticed the 3 sockets on its base. They are what it draws its power from. Once they are filled, the beacon can be ignited and the High Ones will be undone once and for all. At least, if the old writings are true. The only thing left for us to find out is what these energy sources are. But we are close. Give the Arcanists some more time and I will let you know if there's any news. In the meantime, get equipped accordingly. Some of the Neremes have landed already, and outbreaks of the Red Madness become more and more frequent as we speak.
Неужели мы никак не можем противостоять красному безумию? Может, дать людям 5 осколков камня?
No, there are not enough, and we must keep the few there are in our possession, in case anything unexpected should happen. The only thing we can do to stop the madness is to destroy the High Ones as soon as possible.
Неоднократно мне как Тесса говорила о том, что...
Well, it's only fair to tell you. You've always been honest to me, so I will do the same. Have you ever heard of the Night of the Thousand Fires? Between 8192 and 8202, there was an underground movement in Kira called the Red Half Moon. They were brought into being by a group of intellectuals and philosophers who, under all the freedom of thought Saldrine granted them, started questioning the reign of the Golden Queen, and thus the Lightborn themselves. Saldrine saw himself as the god of knowledge, and accordingly he reigned his country. In Kira, no opinion is forbidden, which is why it is home to countless magic schools and universities, where people do nothing but discuss the reason for being all day long. An appealing thought if you hear it for the first time, but a cunning people isn't easy to reign. There have been more revolts and riots in Kira than bones in a graveyard, and the Red Half Moon was the worst of them.
Так значит, этот красный полк пытался правление богов, прямо как и...
Correct, just as my son did. But other than him, they fought like cowards. Terror, dust crystals planted in the marketplaces, and assassinations, you name it. If they killed innocents, they blamed the Golden Queen, and if they killed her soldiers, they celebrated themselves as liberators. However, they never succeeded in putting her down, and neither did she in destroying them, which is why the court turned to the Lightborn for help, a division of the Holy Order led by me, a young keeper of barely 30 winters.
Чем вам было проделать Enderal? Ордена...
None to be taken seriously. You know, not everywhere is the Order as present as here on Enderal, or as it once was on Naren. In Kira, we were ridiculed. I saw the Kiranian keepers who served the Golden Queen. A bunch of decadent gluttons who had dedicated themselves to the court's banquets rather than to the will of the gods. They were pathetic. A moon after our arrival, we received an anonymous tip on where one of the half-moon spaces was supposed to be located, in a small coastal village. As we entered it, we were greeted by the township's elders, and the villagers themselves had gathered behind them. You should have seen how they stared at us, as if we were plunderers. I should have seen by then that something was wrong.
Сказали, что жители поселения боялись вас. Вас ведь послала Золотая Королева.
Yes, but if there was
У
one
нас
thing
время
the Red
кончилось.
Half Moon was good at, it was sowing lies. According to them, we were nothing but butchers who executed everyone unable to recite the revelation word for word.
Так, мы закончим с ним базарить и закончим на этом стриме. Чтобы угадать, все это было спланировано.
That's what they wanted us to think, and they did a good job at that. A veiled person here, an archer on the rooftops there. I got nervous, because villagers are not, they bested us in numbers, and they had cattled us. Then a man seemed to charge at us, and I gave the order to draw weapons. It was just the spark they needed. No, not a fight. A massacre. The villagers had pitchforks and shepherd staffs, and we had shadow steel swords, let alone the fact that we were trained warriors. I realized that I had made a mistake a split second after it started, but it was too late by then. My men, they slaughtered them all, like pigs. At the end of the day, 300 people were dead, and only 10 of them were keepers.
Что, вы ничего не могли делать, дабы остановить бой?
Have you ever been in a big battle? Even if my men would have stopped, the villagers were blinded with rage and panic. No. From the moment I gave the order, it was too late.
Так, значит, все это было подстроено красным полумесяцем. Теперь понимаю. Зачем? Зачем понадобилось уничтожить поселение?
Well, what better proof of the Lightborn's cruelty is there than a division of keepers who, out of pure wickedness, slaughtered an entire village, women and children included. If the people had already distrusted us before that distrust had turned into hatred, then nothing could have changed that, not even the Golden Queen's heralds. We set sail back to Enderal a week later. 2 years after that, the Red Half Moon destroyed itself due to infighting. Ironic, isn't it?
Паниковали все вокруг.
Maybe. The Lightborn and the Grandmaster back at that time showed the compassion I wouldn't grant myself. But I learned one thing, and that is that I will never again let fears about my own life influence my decisions. What happened in Kira was the consequence of my own cowardice, and my unwillingness to give my life for a just cause. That will never happen again.
Еще повыше. Героя много не хватит. Так, 5. Да. Заходим. Теперь я. Вам постоянно восстанавливать. Вот это мне надо! Атаки придут. Что можно перескакивать одно Отлично. Я эту ветку полностью докачаю, походу. Полностью, конечно, так как мне. Потом, возможно, на другую. Я буду тут просто чудовищем. Город или местность по возвращению вы обнаружите или позоре. Вставляют на продажу. Кстати, их это будет завтра. Завтра буду стримить, не знаю, может также Enderal. Я сохранюсь. Да. На этом, пожалуй, мы сделали очень много куда продвинули. Там нам осталось только буквально источники. Не думаю, что это будет долго. Если также по 2,5, по 3 часа, 5 еще, если Enderal больше вылетать не будет. Что дальше стрим, помимо Enderal, я без понятия, ну, промежутках. Там может Genshin будет новыми во время дня обновления. 1 день. Чтобы я посмотрю на основном канале, какие я еще игры не прошел. Там проходил, начал проходить. Может быть, там что-то прям совсем не так уж. Все, на этом, пожалуй, все. С вами был Всем удачи, всем пока.